Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, judges, teachers, all my friends and the parents. My name is Frederick from class 6 and today I'm going to be talking about my presentation on locating places on the earth. As we all know, the earth is very big and to locate places, we need a proper system. Here, I have a model of the earth. Now, I am going to be explaining the definition and the use of latitudes and longitudes. This is the latitude. The latitude are an imaginary line that runs horizontally from east to west. The most important latitude is the equator, which divides the earth into northern and southern hemisphere. We also have other important latitudes like Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. The latitudes help us to know how far east or west is from the equator. This is the longitude. The longitude are an imaginary line that runs vertically from the North Pole to the South Pole. The most important longitude is the prime meridian, which passes through Greenwich in London. The longitudes tell us how far north or south is from the prime meridian. When latitudes and longitudes meet, they form a grid which tells us the exact location of any places. For example, Cairo, the capital of Egypt, is at 33° east latitude and 33° north longitude. This system is very important because it helps in navigating, traveling, sailing, shipping, and even weather forecasting. In conclusion, the world is wide, vast, from ocean's depth to mountain's height. With latitudes and longitudes, no place can hide. They guide travelers, sailors, and all who roam, making this great world into a home we can know. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, judges, parents, teachers, and all my dear friends. I'm Caroline, and the topic of my presentation today is grassroots democracy. Here, I have a model of a village. In the village, we have a hospital to assess healthcare, a school to assess education, a Gram Sabha, a Panchayat office, a paddy field, and a neighborhood. Well, what is grassroots democracy? It is a system of government where all the members of the village can take part in decision making. For example, health, education, agriculture, road maintenance, etc. To make grassroots level democracy possible, a Panchayat Act was passed in 1992. A Panchayati Raj is a form of local self-government, playing important roles in addressing local issues, promoting development, and ensuring that the benefits of government schemes reaches the grassroots level. We have three tiers of Panchayati Raj system. At the village level, we have Gram Panchayat. At the block level, we have Block Panchayat, and at the district level, we have Zilla Parishad. For the sake of grassroots democracy, our main focus will be on Gram Panchayat or Village Panchayat. A Gram Panchayat is a representative body. Its members are elected by the members of the Gram Sabha. The Gram Panchayat is divided into wards. The number of wards varies from state to state. Do you know who can take part in the Gram Sabha? Every villager of 18 years and above, both male and female, can take part in the Gram Sabha. The Gram Sabha is a permanent body and the Gram Panchayat is a temporary body. The members of the Gram Sabha are about 5 to 15 or 7 to 31, but it depends on the population of the village. All the members of the Gram Sabha elect a president for the entire Panchayat, known as Sarpanch or Pradhan. The Sarpanch solves village problems and ensures the well-being of the community. The president and the members comprise the Gram Panchayat. They look after administrative affairs in the village, particularly developmental activities. The functions of the Gram Panchayat are like maintaining and constructions of roads, providing water facilities like wells and hand pumps, monitoring government schemes, providing seeds and fertilizers to the farmers, etc. Interestingly, we follow the sixth schedule of the Panchayati Raj in our district. Panchayati Raj, which is a political innovation in India, ensures greater autonomy and people's participation at the grassroots level. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon to all, respected principal ma'am, teachers, dear judges, parents, and all my dear friends. Today, I, the grad from Class 6, is here to present on the topic, local government in rural areas. India is a vast country with many villages. And to manage the large population, we need a system where people in the village can make their own decision for their own development. And for that, we have a system which is known as Panchayati Raj system in local government in rural areas in India. It is structured around the system known as the Panchayati Raj system. And this system consists of three systems, namely the Gram Panchayat, the Panchayat Samiti, and the Zila Parishad. Now, let us talk about these three systems. Number one, the Gram Panchayat. The Gram Panchayat is at the village level. Here, the people of the village who are the age of 18 and above are allowed to elect members. And out of those members, they elect one special member who is chosen as a chief. And that is also known as the Sarpanch. And the duration of the Sarpanch is 5 years. The next is the Panchayat Samiti. The Panchayat Samiti is at the block level. Now, the Panchayat Samiti serves as a link between the Gram Panchayat and the Zila Parishad, and also coordinates development with the local government in rural areas. Now, the last but not least, the Zila Parishad. The Zila Parishad is the highest level in the government, and also the development of the government of the district. Now, the Panchayati Raj system has few functions, and those are, number one, they provide basic services like water, health, and education. The infrastructure developments are roads and public buildings, also known as the PMAY. The economic developments are, they support local business and agriculture. And also, the Gram Panchayat distribute fertilizers and seeds to the farmers to grow their crops. And the last is the social welfare. There are programs for the elderly, disabled, and disadvantaged. Now, let's talk about the Gram Sabha. We can see here that this is the Sarpanch, the head. And these are the villagers who are 18 years and above. And they gather around to discuss village problems like water, roads, health, and education. After they discuss the problems, the Gram Panchayat then takes action. As you can see in my model, this is how the Panchayati Raj system works and how it helps improve the villagers to village life. In conclusion, the Panchayati Raj system is the backbone of the rural development and a true example of government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, teachers, judges, parents, and all my dear friends. I am Tia from Class 6. Today, I'm going to give a presentation on local government in urban areas. First, let's understand what is a local government. A local government refers to a public administration at the local level, such as villages and cities closest to the people. In our country, we have urban areas. We have local self-government for urban areas too, as the needs and issues from urban areas are different to rural areas. There are three different types of urban bodies. They are the Nagar Panchayat, the Municipal Council, and the Municipal Corporation. First, let's understand about the Nagar Panchayat. The Nagar Panchayats are constituted for traditional areas, meaning that they change from rural areas to urban areas. They usually have a population of less than 1 lakh. Such areas are primarily rural and therefore do not meet the criteria of being under a municipal council. For election purposes, the Nagar Panchayats are divided into wards. Second, let's understand about the municipal council. The municipal councils look after small towns, usually with a population of 1 lakh to 10 lakh people. They are elected by adult voters in that area above the age of 18. Lastly, let's learn about the municipal corporation. The municipal corporation looks after large towns, usually with a population of more than 10 lakh. They are elected by adult voters living in that area and serve for a term of 5 years. For election purposes, cities are divided into wards. Representatives to the municipal corporation, municipal council, and Nagar Panchayat are elected by each ward. 1/3 of the seats are reserved for women. Seats are also reserved for scheduled tribes and scheduled castes. Now, let's understand about the functions of the urban bodies. Looking after amenities like roads, street lights, water management, electricity, etc. Providing fire brigade services, providing facilities like schools and parks. They also keep records of birth and death in the area. Municipalities are also responsible for solid waste management. They also protect the environment. Now let's understand about the sources of income. Grants are released by the state government. They are a huge source of income for the municipalities. Taxes are levied by the government from the people by the services it provides. Let's include some taxes like entertainment tax. They collect entertainment tax from cinema halls and even hotels and shops. They also collect octroi, a tax on goods brought into their area. They also collect toll, a tax on roads and bridges. They also impose vehicle tax, education tax, etc. They also collect taxes from houses, landowners, building owners, known as property tax. In conclusion, the local government in urban areas plays a very important role in our daily life. It provides us with clean water, roads, street lights, green drainage systems, schools, and health centers. Without them, the cities will never run smoothly. It is the government works who closest to the people, making our lives easier and cities better. And lastly, I would like to thank my mother and my family for their precious time on making my project, and also my teachers for their tremendous kindness. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Principal Ma'am, judges, teachers, parents, and all my dear friends.
Today, I, Josalo Johari from Class 6, is here to give a presentation on landforms and life. First, let us understand what are landforms. Landforms are physical features found on the Earth's surfaces, like mountains, deserts, rivers, oceans, and rainforests, and much more. These are made by natural processes like wind, water, and the movement of the earth. Landforms affect how people live, what they eat, what they build, and what they wear, and especially how they grow. In this presentation, we will be learning how the landforms influence your life on earth. First, we have got mountains. A mountain is a physical feature which rises significantly high above its surrounding areas. Mountains are very important. Most of the rivers are originated from mountains. Mountains are very high and in the peak of the mountain is very cold. Some of the importance of mountains are many rivers like Ganga. They originate from mountains and it attracts tourists due to its cold weather and its beauty. Mountains are large and it has large amount of mineral deposits. Next we have rainforests. Rainforests are thick forests which receives a lot of rainfall throughout the year. It has tall trees and many plants. Rainforests are also very important and it is also known as the lungs of the earth as it produces oxygen which we breathe and fruits, medicines, woods and much more. There are two types of rainforests, tropical rainforests and temperate rainforests. Rainforest has a lot of animals. It is a home to a wide variety of animals, insects and birds. Some of the features are rainforest has tall trees, it has dark dams and are full of insects. Next we have oceans. Oceans are large bodies of salt water and more than 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans. There are 5 main oceans in the whole world. They are Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Southern Ocean, and Indian Ocean. There are some importance of ocean. They are, it provides salt, oil, and minerals. Oceans controls the climate and the weather of the earth. And now I'm going to tell you some features of oceans. Oceans are very large. The waters are very deep. And the most interesting part, it has waves, tides, and currents. And some of the oceans are so deep that they are still unexplored. Next, we have deserts. Deserts are very dry regions which receive little amount of rainfall or no rainfall throughout the whole year. And it has very less vegetations and plants because of scanty rainfall. Some of the plants which are grown in deserts are kikar and cactus, which store water in themselves. Some of the desert animals are camel and fennec fox, which can survive without food and water for many days. Sandstorms are very common in deserts. The temperatures are very hot in deserts. During the day, it can get really hot, and at night, it can get cold. Very few people live in desert because of less vegetation, lack of water, and extreme climate. Traditionally, people who live in deserts and move from one place to another are in search of food and water are called nomads. Some examples of deserts are Thar Desert, Sahara Desert, and Kalahari Desert. Last and the most important, we have rivers. Rivers are large bodied streams of water which flows from oceans, rivers, and lakes. Rivers carry the water of rain, melted ice, and snows as it flows downhill the mountains. Rivers mostly originate from mountains. Some importance of rivers are: rivers carry minerals and deposits it. Rivers are very important as some examples like most of the civilizations first came up on the bank of river. Example, the Indus Valley civilization first came up on the bank of river. In conclusion, I would like to say that overall, landforms are more than just a scenario. They are architects of life, determining sources, distributing interests, and much more. All the landforms are unique and important, but when they all come together, it makes life possible on Earth. If we save landforms, it means we are saving our own life. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected Principal Mayor, teachers, judges, parents, and all my dear friends. My name is Chris. I read in class 6. Today, I'll give a presentation on locating places on the earth. Locating places on the earth is possible because of the system of latitudes and longitudes. What are latitudes and longitudes? Latitudes are a imaginary line carved on it that runs from west to east parallel to the longest latitude. We call the equator. This is the line that divides the earth into northern and southern hemisphere. The other important latitudes are the Arctic Circle, the Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, and the Antarctic Circle. Latitudes classify the temperature zone. Now, let's look into other imaginary line we call the longitudes. They start from the top pole and move apart at the equator, just to meet again on the other pole at the bottom. The line stretching at the center is called the prime meridian, which divide the earth into western and eastern hemisphere. Longitude help us calculate time zone. This line helps in determining the time zone because, as we know, it's night on one hemisphere and it's daytime on the other part. Latitudes and longitudes are a pair of coordinates that identify the exact position of places on Earth. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Vanessa from class 6. So today I will be presenting a model on the value of work. First, what is the value of work? The value of work refers to the importance, significance, and the benefits that work brings to individual, society, and the economy. Work is an important part of human life. It gives people purpose, support their families, and help people progress. Work can be economic or non-economic. Both have value. Economic activities. Economic activity is the work done with the aim of earning money. The primary reason most people work is to earn money. Some people earn money to meet at least their basic needs for survival. Now, let us consider some examples of economic activities. Hospital. Doctors and nurses treat patients and keep people healthy, and they earn income. School. Teachers educate students and prepare for their future citizens, and they earn salary. Non-economic activities. In our daily life, there are many things we do that does not involve money. These activities are called non-economic activities. Or, in other words, non-economic activity is the work done out of love, care and respect, not for money. Example, feeding stray dogs. Some people feed stray animals or make shelters for them, showing kindness and compassion. Planting trees. Growing trees and plants help the environment and show a sense of responsibility towards nature. Taking help of your parents. Your parents help you do the completion of the homework even from school. They do this not because they are paid, because they care about your well-being and are responsible towards you. To conclude, both economic and non-economic work are valuable. Economic work develops the economy, while non-economic work builds love, care, and social harmony. Together, they make the society strong. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'll give a presentation on my topic, economic activities around us. Over the years, the type of work people does changed significantly. In early days, people were involved in basic activities like farming, weaving cloth, and making pottery. As our country is developing, people began mass production of various goods and started providing services. To achieve this, people learned new skills and started to provide us with more goods like cars, air conditioners, furniture, etc. People also provide services like teaching, banking, and software development, etc. Economic activities are classified into three parts. They are primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Primary sector. Economic activities that are directly connected to the nature is called primary sector. In this, people produce goods from natural resources like soil, water, etc. Examples are farming, raising animals, catching fish and other seafood, etc. Secondary sector. Economic activities that transform goods from primary sector into more usable products are called secondary sector. This sector focuses on manufacturing of raw material into finished product. For example, converting wheat into flour, turning cotton into fabric, processing tea leaves into tea, etc. Tertiary sector. Economic activities that bridge the primary and secondary sector are called tertiary sector activities. For example, teacher teaching students, mechanics repairing, truck delivering vegetables to the market, etc. Independent among the three sectors. The three economic sectors, the primary, secondary, and tertiary sector are independent on each other. From growing of wheat by farmers to conversion of wheat into flour and transporting it to the consumers is interlinked. Each sector plays an important role, taking out raw material from nature to converting it to finished good and transporting it to the market for customers. Rural livelihoods. Agriculture. Agriculture is the chief occupation of people in the village. In fact, nearly 2/3 of the people in our country depend on agriculture for their livelihood. Depending on the size of the land they own, farmers can be grouped with these following categories. Number 1, large farmers. These farmers own large plots of land, usually between 5 to 100 of hectares, and are quite rich. They do not work in their farm. Small farmers. These farmers own smaller plots of land than large farmers. They usually have 2 to 5 hectares of land. They grow crops for mainly meeting their families' food requirements. Dairy farming. Dairy farming is a major source for many rural families. Dairy farmers raise a number of cattle like cows for their milk. and sell the milk in the town or village. At times, they make products out of milk such as cheese, butter, cream, etc. and sell them in the village. Urban livelihoods. People in urban areas are either self-employed or employed as casual or permanent workers. Factories and industries. There are many factories that grow up in our cities. For example, Mumbai and Ahmedabad emerge as large cities due to their thriving textile industries. In conclusion, I would like to say that from farming and fishing to industries, trade and services, economic activities are all around us. They help people earn their livelihood, fulfill our daily needs, and support the growth of our society. By understanding these activities, we realize how each person's work is connected and important. Therefore, economic activities not only provide us with services and goods, but also bring development to our country. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, to the respected principal ma'am, teachers, judges, and all my dear friends. I am Catherine. Today, I will give a presentation on the topic economic activities around us. Economic activities are jobs or tasks people do to earn money and fulfill their needs. They help people survive and improve our society. Now let's go to types of economic activities around us. There are three types of economic activities around us: primary, secondary, and tertiary sector activities. Primary activities are activities that use natural resources, examples, migration, farming, fishing, mining, and cutting wood. Now let's go to the secondary sector activities. Secondary sector activities are the activities that use raw materials are changed into useful products. Examples, making clothes from cotton, making furniture from wood, and making sweets from sugar. Now let's go to tertiary sector activities. So tertiary sector activities are the activities. They are also known as services. They do not produce goods, they produce services to people. Now let's understand why do economic activities are important. They are important because they give us food, clothes, houses, and services. They create jobs and help family earn money. They make community grow and develop. Now, do you know any examples of economic activities around us? There are many examples of economic activities around us. Examples like a farmer growing rice or wheat, a tailor stitching clothes or uniform, a shopkeeper selling things or groceries, a bus driver taking students to school. To conclude, we can say that economic activities are the backbones of human life. They are divided into primary, secondary, and tertiary sector activities. Each type is important and they are connected to the other. Without these activities, we cannot fulfill our needs or live a comfortable life. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Principal Ma'am, judges, parents, and all my dear friends. My name is Savia from class 6. Well, my presentation is about the value of work. The reason why people work is to earn money. People earn money to meet at least the basic needs for survival. Any activity with the intention of earning money is known as economic activity. And any activity without the intention of earning money is known as non-economic activities. Now, let me explain economic and non-economic in brief. So firstly, let me talk about economic activity. Economic activity are performed almost all sectors of a society. Economic activities are done for living for themselves and their families. People earn different types of payment. It could be profit, salary, fees, wages, etc. The perfect example would be a man working in the bank, a teacher teaching the class, a policeman working at the police station, a doctor working at the hospital. They all earn in the terms of wages or salaries. So secondly, let me talk about economic activities. Economic activities is something or a work and activities that people do it without money. Non-economic activities are based on interests, hobbies or duties. Hobbies like gardening or painting. Duties like spending time with our families. The perfect example would be art book, where children help their parents in household chores and parents helping their child with their homework. As a part of a society, we all help each other in keeping our locality clean and safe. The best example would be Swachh Bharat up here. To conclude, we can say the value of work teaches us discipline, responsibility, and self-respect. It teaches us to grow stronger and build a meaningful and successful life. Thank you. Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, judges, teachers, parents, and all my dear friends. I'm Loisy from class 6. So today, my topic is the beginning of Indian civilization. When we look towards our past, we find that the story of Indian civilization begins thousands of years ago with Harappan and Indus Valley civilization, which started around 2500 BCE. This civilization was one of the most oldest and advanced in the world. It is called the beginning of Indian civilization because here, for the first time, we see houses, seals, wells, the great bath, and proper drainage system. So today, my model represents some of the most important features of this great civilization. First of all, let me talk about the upper town and the lower town. The Indus Valley city, the Harappan and Indus Mohenjo-daro were divided into two parts, the upper town and lower town. The upper town, most important buildings like the Great Bath and Granary were located. It was used for rulers, officials, and public gatherings. The lower town, where common people live in houses, worked in shops, and carried out daily activities. The houses and the streets. The houses were built with strong baked bricks, which were on the both sides of the street. The drainage system were connected to each and every house. This shows that how much they care about cleanliness and hygiene. Now let's talk about their religion. People of this civilization worship nature and animals. Some still show a figure of meditation of Lord Shiva, also called Pashupati. This suggests that the roots of Indian religion were already being formed. Now let's talk about seal. Seals are used by the Harappan people, which had animal designs and symbols, which give clues for the archaeologists to find out their culture. Now, this is ziggurat. It was not exactly in Harappan civilization, but it was in Mesopotamia. It was used for prayer and offerings. It was usually used for religious purposes. And now, the most interesting part. How was it ended? Around 1900 BCE, the civilization was slowly being vanished. Historians are still not sure why. There are some possible reasons like floods, droughts, drying up of rivers, or maybe there were invasions. Till today, they couldn't find out the reason why it was ended. To conclude, the beginning of Indian civilization was not just the start of town or cities, but it was the start of knowledge, culture, and beliefs. The Harappan people give us example about cleanliness, planning, and creativity. Though the civilization ended, it remains one of the brightest chapters of Indian history and proud beginning of Indian history. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, teachers, judges, and all my dear friends. I am Sakshi from class 6. Today I am here to talk a few lines about my presentation, that is the beginning of Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization, was declined around 1900 BCE. After flourishing for more than 1000 years, historians believe that there was no single reason but a combination of factors. But first of all, what is a civilization? A civilization is a kind of human settlement where people organize themselves in a very structured way. The Indus Valley Civilization, Harappan Civilization, and Mohenjo-daro Civilization were divided into two parts, the upper house and the lower house. The upper house was occupied by the upper layer of the society, and the lower house was for the common people, where people worked in shops and carried out care activities. The houses and streets. The houses were usually built on both sides of the streets and had usually one or two floors. Some of the houses has their own wells and separate bathrooms. The main street laid out in a grid-like fashions, dividing the cities into blocks. The streets cut each other at the right angle. The drainage systems. Here, the drainage system is the most important one. It is covered by the blocks and bricks, and had manholes so that they could be cleaned easily. And it was made in such a way that they will gently slope to allow easy flow of water. In the conclusions, I would like to say that the Indus Valley Civilization civilizations mark up the beginning of Indian civilization. It laid the art, trade, and tradition, culture, which inspire us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi.
Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, teachers, judges, parents, and all my dear friends. I, Abna from class 6, will give a presentation on local government in rural areas. Our country has 3 levels of democratic government: local, state, and national. What is local self-government? Local self-government refers to a system under which the people look after their own problems with the help of representatives elected by them. In India, Panchayati Raj system played an important role for establishment of grassroots democracy. 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 laid down rules for Panchayati Raj system in India. Now let's understand self-government in rural area. Gram Sabha. Gram Sabha is a village meeting. Gram Sabha elects representatives through Gram Panchayat. Next is Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat is the representative body for a village or a group of villages. Gram Panchayat secretary, he is responsible for keeping records of both Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat. The Patwari is responsible for maintaining land records. Nyay Panchayat. Nyay Panchayat is usually for a village, for a group of village. It is like a mini court. It dispenses justice in the villages. It deals with both civil and criminal cases. Now let's understand self-government in block level. Block Samiti is the intermediate tier of the Panchayati Raj system. Block Development Officer is the head of the Block Samiti. Last is Zila Parishad. Zila Parishad is the apex body of the Panchayati Raj system. The representatives are elected through elections. The functions of the Gram Panchayat, Gram Sabha, Zila Parishad and Block Samiti are constructing and maintaining drainage system, roads, street lights, etc. Constructing and maintaining water resources like wells, ponds, etc. Maintaining burial grounds. Distributing seeds and fertilizer to the farmers. Monitoring government schemes, implementing government schemes. Sources of funds. Grants given by the state government. Taxes taken on toll tax, road tax and property tax. With this, I like to end my presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, teachers, judges, and all my dear friends. I'm Holly from class 6. Is here going to say a presentation about grassroots democracy. So, first of all, let us know about what's a grassroots democracy. A grassroots democracy is a local government. Where democracy. A grassroots democracy.
It gives people the power to make decisions about their own community. Like here example, people elect their own friends, like as this is also a government. Now let's talk about what is a government. A government is a particular body entrusted with the task of administrating a country on behalf of its people. Now let's talk about the need for a government. We need a government for maintaining law and order. For example, traffic rules, safety rules, and laws against murders or stealing, etc. Now the organs of the government. There are three organs of the government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. First, the president comes in the legislature, then the Lok Sabha, and then Rajya Sabha, and then the executive. First comes the president, and then the vice president, and then the cabinet minister, and then the judiciary, the Supreme Court, the High Court, and then District Court. The legislature. The legislature is the lawmaking body of the government. And then the executive. The executives implement the laws made by the legislature. And then the judiciary. The judiciary is responsible for interpreting and applying the laws. Now let's talk about levels of the government. There are three levels of the government. At first is central government. It's also known as national government, then state government, then local government. Now, let's talk about what's national government. A national government is the highest government, and then the state government. The state government is the intermediate part of the government that oversees a particular state. Then the local government. The local government it's like a village level, which it makes a community with the local levels known as villagers. To conclude, grassroots democracy is the local level of democracy, as we know, and then grassroots democracy is the foundation and strong democracy that we know. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Present here. My name is James Holai. I am from class 6. Today I am going to give a presentation on local government in urban areas. Local government in urban areas plays a vital role in managing our environment. There are three types of local government in urban areas. They are Nagar Panchayat, Municipal Council, and Municipal Corporation. Nagar Panchayat. They have a population of less than 1 lakh. They look after smaller towns. They are areas they are changing from rural to urban areas. Their administrative body is headed by a chairperson. Example: Haryana and Bhiwani. Municipal Council. Municipal Council have a population of 1 to 10 lakh. Examples: cities like Mumbai and Nashik. The administrative body is headed by a president. Municipal corporation. Municipal corporation have a population of more than 10 lakh. The administrative body is headed by a mayor. Example: cities like Delhi and Mumbai. One third of the seats are also reserved for women, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Functions of urban bodies. Looking after amenities such as roads, water supply, etc. Providing fire brigade services. Providing facilities like schools and parks. Protecting the environment. Keeping records of birth and deaths in the area. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected principal ma'am, teachers, judges, and parents and my dear friends. My name is Felicia. Today, my topic is about landforms and life. What are landforms? Landforms are natural features on the Earth's surface. Example, mountains, valleys, rivers, and desert. Much more. Formed by natural forces like water, ice, and tectonic activities. Major types of landforms. Mountains are high elevated and have a cold climate. Plains are flat area ideal for farming. Desert are dry and hot and have only little vegetation. Valleys are low area between the hills or the mountain. How landforms affect life. Climates. Mountains are cooler. Deserts are hot and dry. Water sources. Rivers in valleys support farming. Agriculture. Plants are good for crop due to flat land and have enriched soil. Humans impact and landforms. Deforestation, mining, construction reshapes the landforms. To conclude, landforms shapes our world. Where we grow and where we live. By studying landforms, we understood our nature and ourselves. Thank you.
Good morning, respected principal ma'am, judges, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. My name is Prince. I read in class 6. Today, I am going to give a presentation on India's cultural roots. India is a diverse country which is the proud of every Indian. The Indian culture is unique. India has a rich cultural heritage. Cultural heritage of India are religion. India has 28 states with different culture. It has many religions like Buddhism, Jainism, Christian, Muslim, Hinduism, etc. The folk art of India are Tanjore painting of Tamil Nadu, Madhuvani painting of Maharashtra, Bihar, Warli painting of Maharashtra, and Rajasthani miniature painting of Rajasthan. Monument. India has many monuments. They are the beauty of India. Sun Temple in Orissa, Red Fort and Qutub Minar in Delhi, Gateway of India in Mumbai, Taj Mahal in Agra, Golden Temple in Amritsar, Statue of Unity in Gujarat. Festival. Eid is celebrated by Muslims. Dasara, Diwali, Dasara and Holi is celebrated by Hindus. Lohari and Baisakhi is celebrated by Sikh. And Bihu by Assamese people in Assam. And Onam is celebrated in Kerala and Christmas is celebrated by Christians. Unity in diversity. In India, people with diverse religion, culture, caste, etc. have been living together. India is a country which perfectly demonstrates unity in diversity. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected Principal Ma'am, teachers, judges, and all my dear friends. My topic for today is Indian cultural roots. Number 1, unity and diversity. India is known for unity and diversity. People speak different language and they follow different customs, but all belong to one country. Number 2, religions. India is known for many religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, and etc. All respect for all religion is important. Number 3, art, music, and dance. India is rich in art, music, and dance. India is rich in culture. India is rich in art, music, and dance. This generation is passed through down generations to generations. Number 3, festivals. Festivals like Holi, Diwali, Eid, and Christmas bring people together and show the colorful sprite to India. To conclude, India culture is rich, vibrant, something we should always be proud of. Thank you.
Good afternoon, respected Principal Ma'am, judges, teachers, and all my dear friends. Today I am going to talk about my presentations on India's cultural roots. India's cultural roots date back to the Indus Valley civilization, one of the most earliest urban culture in the world. The Vedic period is spanning from 1500 500 to 500 BCE. In this era, the Vedas, written with Sanskrit, contains hymns, prayers, and philosophical ideas. Buddhism and Jainism. Buddhism, founded by Siddhartha Gautama. Jainism, founded by Mahavir. Teaches Four Noble Truth and Eightfold Path. In conclusion, Indian cultural roots is like a big tree with a deep roots and many branches. From Vedic period to the Buddhism and Jainism. These make the country unique and fascinating. Thank you.
Good morning, respected principal ma'am, teachers, parents, judges, and all my dear friends. My name is Dr. Sam. I am from class 6. Today I am going to give a presentation on local government in urban area. Local government is a government that is in the local level. They look after the people from the cities and towns. There are 3 types of government in urban area. They are Nagar Panchayat, Municipal Council and Municipal Corporation. The Nagar Panchayat looks after the area that are changing from rural to urban, and usually with the population less than 1 lakh. And the head of the Nagar Panchayat is the chairperson. Secondly, let us talk about Municipal Council. The Municipal Council looks after the small cities. They have the population between 1 lakh to 10 lakh. The head of the Municipal Council is the president. And lastly, let us talk about Municipal Corporation. The Municipal Corporation looks after the big cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, and Delhi. And they have the population more than 10 lakh. And the head of the municipal corporation is the mayor. Functions of the government. The government provides fire brigades, providing schools, parks, and hospitals. To carry out these activities, the government collects money from the people and form it into taxes, such as water tax and property tax. In conclusion, local government in urban area plays a very important role in our cities and towns to make it safe and clean. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone present here. I'm Sarah from class 6. Today I'm going to present on local government in rural India, also known as the Panchayati Raj system. India is a vast country with thousands of villages. To manage such a large population, we need a system where people of village level can make decisions for their own development. The system is called Sarpanch. The system is called Panchayati Raj. Panchayati Raj has three levels. They are: number 1, Gram Panchayat; number 2, Panchayat Samiti; number 3, Zilla Parishad. Gram Panchayat at the village, at the local level. The head is called Sarpanch. Panchayat Samiti at the block level, or a group or village level. Zilla Parishad at the district level. The Gram Sabha, which includes all adult villagers, is the foundation. They discuss the village problems. Like water, roads, health, and education. The Gram Panchayat then takes action. This ensures that people of the local village This ensures that local people at the village is part in decision making. To conclude Panchayati Raj. To conclude the Panchayati Raj Thank you.
Good morning, respected principal ma'am, judges, teachers, parents, and all my dear friends. My name is Harappan. Today I am going to give a presentation on oceans and continents. First of all, let's talk about oceans. Oceans are large water bodies. They form a major part of the hydrosphere. There are 5 major oceans on the earth. They are the Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest ocean on the earth. It is surrounded by North America, South America, Asia, and Australia. It is in the converting over 1/3 of the surface of the earth. Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean on the earth. It is the shape of an S. It is surrounded by North America, South America on the west, and Europe and Africa on the east. Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean is the only ocean which is named after a country, that is India. It is almost triangular in shape. It is surrounded by Asia on the north, Africa on the west, and Australia on the east. Arctic Ocean. Arctic Ocean is the smallest ocean on the earth. It lies mostly in the Arctic Circle. It surrounds the North Pole. It is surrounded by North America and Eurasia on the north. Southern Ocean. A large part of this ocean form a meeting of the Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I will talk about the 7 continents. There are also 7 major continents on the earth. They are the Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Australia, and Antarctica. Asia. Asia is the largest continent on the earth. It is in the eastern or the northern hemisphere. The tropic of Cancer passed through Asia. Asia is surrounded by Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, and Arctic Ocean. Europe is much smaller than Asia in size. It is though Europe and Asia form a new continent called Eurasia. Yet Europe has been given a status of a separate continent. North America North America is the third largest continent on the world. It is in the western or the northern hemisphere. It is surrounded by ocean on three sides: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Arctic Ocean. South America. South America is in the southern hemisphere. It is surrounded by Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. The equator passes through South America on the northern part of the continent. Europe, Australia. Australia is the smallest continent on the earth. It lies in the southern part of this continent. It is surrounded by Pacific Ocean and Indian Ocean and other seas. Africa is the second largest continent on the earth. It occupies 20% of total land area on the world. It is surrounded by Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean. Arctic Ocean. Antarctica. Antarctica is the only continent which is in the southern hemisphere. It is also known as the White Continent. In fact, the South Pole is in the middle of the Antarctica. Thank you.